Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. I am Joe Dunbar, one of the sales engineers here at Starin, and we've got a great town hall today. I'm really excited about it, particularly because it's two of my favorite brands that we have on the line card and two brands that we pair together a lot with solutions. So it only made sense to kind of introduce them to you today and bring them in together. So we have the team from Yealink here on the call, which we're really excited about. And we've got, I know a couple of folks on the horn. There's Doris, Dancy, and Rick over there. And then from Yamaha, we've got Jason Pavao on the horn. And what we're going to do today is definitely get into a little bit of an overview of some of the solutions that you're going to see. We don't want to PowerPoint anyone to death, but we will look at a couple of visual aids and some slides just to kind of get into it, and then kind of dig into the product a little further and see some of it and how it works. So if you've attended this Starin town hall before, you know that certainly when I host them, and I know when Chris does as well, we like to make this more about the attendees and the viewers. This is your opportunity to jump in and ask questions directly to the manufacturing partners that we have on the call today, how things work, how they go together, whatever questions you might have. Certainly get those lined up and ready. Drop those in the Q&A. So there's going to be the chat. We certainly encourage everybody to go ahead and yuck it up over there on the side and share info, get to know each other, and use the Q&A for any kind of questions you have that you want to get to us. So we'll do our best to kind of work those in live if they make sense in the presentation and in the conversation. And we can answer some as well right in the Q&A bar. So just keep an eye on questions and we'll definitely make sure we get to them. So kind of mentioned who we have on the call, and we're going to start everything with the Yealink team. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and take it away, we'd love to see what you have.
Hello, everyone. This is Doris Chen from Yealink. I am a sales rep who is taking care of Microsoft and Zoom video conferencing business solution at Yealink. So typically here, I would make a brief introduction about who is Yealink. So to potential partner who do never heard about Yealink, we would like to introduce ourselves briefly. We are proud to position ourselves in the market as a global UC&C partner in audio, video, and collaboration solution. So Yealink, when published in 2017, here now the market value is 10 billion US dollars. So our ability to cover more than 140 countries and regions. So you can see this page. Yealink, we are global number one SIP phone provider, and our market share is close to 40%. And we have more than 80% Microsoft top 35 customer choose Yealink, use Yealink portfolio solution in their office or recommend to their clients. So we also have some business relationship with Zoom. So if you have any requirement or questions, feel free to reach out to Yealink and reach out to Starin. They can help you to choose your best and the right solution.
Okay, so since Doris, and since everybody who joined us today's webinar, so my name is Rick. I'm a sales engineer from Yealink. Today's what we want to show is Yealink video conference solution together with Yamaha audio system. So Yealink has partnered with Yamaha to create a powerful and a smart room solution for large room and actual large meeting room space. Now the user, they can pick Yealink video solution and Yamaha audio system to best meet their requirement. So our bundle for large room is the Yealink PC that run Microsoft Teams room and the Zoom room, and the 8-inch touch panel for meeting control, and the UVC86 AI tracking camera. From Yamaha is the ADCR Welder tabletop solution. So this is the diagram for reference. So it's very easy to integrate the Yamaha audio system to Yealink video conference solution. So you can see the connection. We just need to connect the Yamaha DSP to Yealink conference video conference PC through USB cable, and the microphone and speaker from Yamaha goes through network, so it is standard and dental in protocol. So the next I want to introduce is the UVC86 camera in detail. So first of all, the UVC86 camera is the USB camera for large room. So the standard USB, that means the camera, it can be connected to any PC or any laptop. So, and let's look at some basic information of the UVC86 camera. So first of all, it is a dual-eye camera system that comes with two cameras. And both of these two cameras is the 4K resolution. And the tracking camera, they can support 12 times optical zoom. They can provide a very perfect video quality for large rooms. And the AI tracking camera, why we call it AI camera, is because the camera, it can support multiple AI features like auto framing, speed tracking, and presenter tracking. So the speed tracking is for conference room. So there are two people, there are multiple people keep talking. The camera, it can auto switch from one to another. Some people, they start talking. And the presenter tracking is designed for some conference room and classroom. So the camera can follow up the presenter all the time. So it can follow up the presenter in real time. Even the presenter, they don't speak anything, just walk around the classroom, the conference room, the camera can follow up here all the time. And when we finish the presentation, we are also very excited to demo this different AI feature to you. Yeah, looking forward to our lab demo session later.
Hey, Rick, I know we're looking forward to the live demo for sure. One quick question that is coming in. Is that the camera that you're on right now that's being used?
Yeah, the camera is ready. Right now I'm using the UVC86 camera for the webinar. So this is you can experience the video quality. Right now I'm using the camera to have a webinar with you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. And for actual large meeting room, so usually only one camera is very difficult to cover the actual large size meeting room space. So what Yealink can offer is our multiple camera solution together with Yamaha Sealing solution. And so this is the connection picture for reference. And I want to highlight how to connect Yealink multiple camera solution to Yealink video conference PC. So we can see the detailed connection picture here. So you can see all of the camera is connecting to Yealink accessory, we call it AV hub, through a single Cat5e cable. So a single Cat5e, it can support to transfer the video stream from each camera. It also can provide the PoE power for each camera. So that means when a user they deploy the camera for the customer, they don't need to prepare actual power supply for each camera. You can use in one Cat5e cable, that's fine. The Cat5e cable can support PoE power for each camera. And we can support up to 9 cameras totally. All of the 9 cameras is connecting to the AV hub, connecting to the PoE port through Cat5e cable. And the AV hub is USB connecting to Yealink PC. They run Microsoft Teams Zoom meeting, they run Zoom meeting. And it also can support USB connect Yealink multiple camera solution to any third-party mini PC like HP, Lenovo. It also supports Logitech PC, Proton PC. You can connect the Yealink multiple camera to any PC or laptop in the market because it is also the standard USB. And talking about how Yealink to do the camera control, we have our own camera control user interface that can support multiple camera layout, like full screen, division screen, slot screen. And the user, they can easily to switch to different camera during the meeting. So we are also going to demo this to you later. Yeah. And okay, so since everybody, so what I introduced just now is Yealink bundle with Yamaha. So except the large room and the actual large meeting room solution, we also have solution for small room and medium-sized meeting room. So that is Yealink meeting bar and the Yealink meeting board solution. So we call it an all-in-one solution. We integrate the computer, the video conferencing, and the camera, microphone, speaker, everything in the same unit. They can much easy to use, much easy to deploy. So this is the full portfolio for Zoom Room. And we also have the one-stop solution that certified by Microsoft Teams. And so next, we want to highlight some of our new product. So it is the Yealink meeting board. So for the meeting board, we have two sides. We have the 65 size for medium small room and 86 size for medium room. So that's two sides. And the meeting board, it is the all-in-one design that has built in the fixed camera and has built in the system microphone and the 6 speaker that can provide a very excellent audio quality. And for the meeting board, we have two versions. The one is that certified by Microsoft Teams. Another is certified by Zoom. So the same hardware can support both Teams and Zoom. So the user with the it is a very great solution for collaboration room due to it comes with a touchscreen that can support native whiteboard feature. Okay, so since everybody, so that's all for our presentation. The next part, we are going to demo some key feature of Yealink solution to you. So first, I want to, as I mentioned just now, right now I'm using the 86 AI camera to have a meeting with you. So right now I want to turn on the AI feature. So I want to, first of all, I want to turn on is the speed tracking. So when I turn on the speed tracking feature, and if I'm keep talking, you can see the camera is auto switch to me. And the speed tracking AI feature, it also can support to work with the Yamaha audio system. And so maybe my colleague Doris can try to speak something.
Test 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. This is Doris. You can see the camera is turned on me automatically.
And you can experience the speed before the speed tracking. It can switch from one to another very quickly and smoothly.
Yeah.
So this is the speed tracking feature. It can work with Yamaha audio system. And the speed tracking feature is built in a camera. If your USB can connect a camera to any supporting mini PC, the AI feature it also can work. So the next AI feature we want to demo to you is the presenter tracking. So presenter tracking is targeted for some classroom training room. So right now I can raise my hand to let the camera detect I'm a presenter. And you can see when I just walk around my conference room, the camera can tracking me in real time, very quickly and smoothly. So when I walk back and sit down, so you can see the camera can follow up me all the time. And I can raise my hand like this to stop the presenter tracking. And Doris can raise his hand to start presentation. Yeah, so. Yes.
That works wonderfully. One question we're seeing is, are there any adjustments for, the speed with which the camera tracks or switches speakers or anything like that?
Sure. We can change the speed of the AI feature. So the default is middle. We can change it to fast or change it to slow. Yeah, it can support. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And another we want to show is about the how to do the multiple camera control. So I want to remote access our control page. So this is Yealink Zhonglong system. So you can see in the Zhonglong system, we have Yealink camera control user interface here. So it is a quick ball. And I can one-key the quick ball to get into the camera control page. So right now we are using the 86 camera, right? So we can change different AI features here. Auto framing, speed tracking, and presenter tracking, right? So we can change different AI feature here. And for multiple camera, we can change different camera layout. So what we can support is full screen, division screen, and a slot screen. So in the full screen, right now I'm using the main 86 camera. I can switch it to another camera. So maybe the Yealink meeting board camera. And they can also support we can control the camera in this page, like the preset. Yeah. And we also can support the division screen. That right now is the night division, night camera. So you can see it's night camera can be used at the same time. And we can change it to two. If the user just want to use two camera, we can select the meeting board and the main UVC LCD camera. Yeah, we set it two divisions like this. So we can support and also support the slot screen like this. Yeah. So that is we can for multiple camera we can support to change the layout and control each camera in this page. Let's go back to
I just want to call out, this is using the AV hub, correct?
Yes, we connect all of the Yealink multiple camera to the AV hub, and the AV hub USB connecting to the PC.
Yep, perfect. Okay, I want to make sure. And so one question we've got is if there is any API to control this with a third-party solution, such as Crestron or Extron.
For the third party, we don't need to use the API. So it is very easy for our partner. So if we have a management software for our camera, they call Yealink Room Connect. So for Yealink Room Connect software, the partner, they can download from Yealink support website, and they can install Yealink Room Connect software to Crestron PC, Logitech PC, and they can get into the camera control page, just like I showed you just now. So don't need to use the API, just download the control software.
And to address that question, I just want to make sure. So what we're seeing on the screen here, this is the Zoom Room control page, correct?
Correct. It is same for Teams, yeah.
Yep. So if you're, you would control it within the platform, not within a specific control system. And Teams is the same way, or is Teams different?
For Teams is same. So we also have a customized control page similar like this, yeah. And so this is the Yealink customized camera control page we designed to control our camera, yeah.
Awesome. So again, just to answer that question, this is all being controlled within the UC platform, not necessarily by a control piece in the hardware. We just want to make sure that we're including the Yealink AV hub.
Yeah, correct. This is not required actual control processor. So this control is built in Yealink system. Yeah. And for the party, if they want to use the control, they just need to download the control software. So this is for the demo for our camera and our multiple camera solution. And the last, just a very quick demo about Yealink the meeting board. So you can see, yeah, can you see, let me change my camera to the meeting board. Yeah, so for the meeting board, as you can see, so right now what you see is the 65-inch that comes with a touchscreen. As I mentioned, it has two versions. What you see right now is the Zoom version. We also have the Teams version. Then you can switch the Teams and Zoom platform through the web portal. You can enter the IP address of the device to the admin web portal, and you can switch between Teams and Zoom. And so due to come with the touch display, it can support native whiteboard feature. So it is a very perfect solution for collaboration room. So you can start a whiteboard, and for Yealink meeting board, it comes with the pencil that's fixed on the meeting board. So use the pencil, you can write something through the meeting board. To the meeting board, you can see. So we come due to the touchscreen and the native whiteboard feature is a very ideal solution for collaboration, for some collaboration room. And for Yealink meeting board, it also can support some perfect feature that we can support wireless presentation and wireless for your own meeting through a single USB dongle. We call it W30. So right now, Doris can try to insert a dongle to your laptop. Yeah. Then you can see it can show the slide to the screen wireless. Don't need to connect any cable, just insert a USB dongle. It is plug and plain. You can show the screen. And due to come with the USB Type-C interface with this dongle, it also can show screen of your mobile phone and of your iPad that comes with a USB Type-C. You also can show screen to the display directly. Yeah. And another is
Here's a question that's come in on the dongle. Can you, with a lightning to USB-C adapter, have you tested that with a lightning output on an Apple device?
Yeah, sure. We have tested this. So for some iPhone that comes with a lighting interface, you can add adapter to switch the lighting to the USB Type-C, and you can insert the dongle to your iPhone that can show the screen of iPhone to the display.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it can support. Yeah. And the dongle is a very useful accessory for presentation to do the content showing. And another is that it also can support following your own meeting. So for example, if a user they have some web-based meeting, Google Meet and Bluetooth meeting, they can join a meeting for their own laptop. And this dongle not only can support to share screen, it also supports to transfer the video and audio of the meeting board. So maybe Doris can try to open the camera of his laptop. You can switch the camera to the camera of meeting board. You can see. So with the dongle, it also can support to transfer the video and audio to user's laptop. Okay. So due to it comes with the built-in camera, and for some large conference room, we also can support to upgrade the camera to a PDG camera like this, so they can support optical zoom. So we just need to insert the camera to the back of the display. They can support to upgrade the camera. And we also have the wireless extension microphone that can work with the meeting board at the same time. So they have the built-in microphone, right? But for some large room, the built-in microphone cannot cover. We can support to extend the microphone to this WSM36 wireless microphone. They can extend the voice pickup range. Yeah.
And in our product roadmap, we are going to work the meeting board to do some third-party integration, like we work with Yamaha in the future.
Yeah. So the built-in camera, microphone, and speaker, right? But we also have the USB port that can support connected DSP audio in the upcoming future. So then you can see, in the upcoming future, you can connect Yamaha DSP audio system to Yealink meeting board. Then you can use the meeting board for large room and the actual large meeting room. Yeah. So so thanks everybody. So this is all for Yealink part. Yeah.
We will hand it over to Jason, and Jason from Yamaha will take care to introduce.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic. Great live demo. I love to see it. No, we certainly got a couple of questions right out of the gate about the AV hub and the cameras working together. There are a lot of customers out there. Your partners and end users are looking to use multiple cameras and kind of step up the production of their meetings and company addresses and stuff like that. So I'd love to see how that can work. And certainly, if you're going to go with a world-class video solution like that, you want to accompany it with the best audio you can get. We all know that we're still living in a world where the audio is the most important part of that meeting. So I do want to touch Jason right before I hand it over. I forgot to mention in the beginning, we do have a couple giveaways, so please stick around. I know there's some cameras and some microphone and speaker solutions that are going to be drawn at the end here. So please stick around for that. And we'll also update everybody on where you can find us at Infocom. So Jason, if you're ready, we'd love to hand over to you here a little bit about Yamaha and how we can integrate these solutions together.
Sure. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Yealink team. Appreciate that intro. So my demo will actually be through my slideshow. I'm in my garage just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, talking to you on our ceiling tile grid. My ladder likes to make little guest appearances every now and then in my demos. So say hi, everybody. So what I'm talking to you about today is the Adesia solution, and we're basically providing the audio to complement the video that Yealink has so generously presented. The Adesia solution was really designed as a boardroom in a box, and we leveraged a lot of what Yamaha does as a company, and not just as an audio company, but kind of across the aisle to multiple different subsidiaries within the Yamaha ecosystem. We specifically chose this slide because it's a boardroom, but it's not really a room that's ideal for conferencing. Traditionally, boardrooms pre-pandemic were very much a face-to-face sort of meeting space. The aesthetics have not yet matched up to the acoustics of the world, the hybrid world that we're currently living in. So Adesia, really handles all of those issues on its own with the existing experience that we have as a company. So that's a big lead up. Apologies. So with Yamaha, the new products that we launched initially were the RMCG, which is our ceiling grid microphone, as well as our RMCR processor. Now, we knew kind of exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted this to be an IP-based solution that supported Dante. We're the largest audio company, I think, that invests in Audinate. So our relationship there is very strong. And moving forward, this is really going to be the future for Yamaha as an audio company. But without reinventing the wheel, we realized, we do have these other subsidiaries everywhere. And one of them, which I personally was not even aware of, is our networking division. This is out of Asia Pacific. So to drive this, to power the entire Adesia engine, we went with a Yamaha network switch. It's a 10-port switch. It provides PoE for all of the microphones in the Adesia line, in addition to PoE Plus for our network processor. And finally, we didn't reinvent speakers. We have a pro audio division that has line arrays, and it's a little bit non-traditional when you're thinking of conferencing with line arrays, but the pickup on these speakers is a 9 dB loss at 40 feet back. So they've been very effective for us for kind of a small footprint and a lot more coverage. As you can see here, these lines delineate the only connections you'd need for a basic boardroom, not including obviously the video aspect, but for our side of it, this is just 4 Ethernet cables to power your room. I led off with this talking about how acoustically challenging some of these rooms are, and the way Adesia addresses this is really the RMCR. It's the secret sauce that kind of makes everything go. It's going to automatically detect all of the devices in the Dante network. And part of the push for Adesia as a product was AV meeting IT. The thought process being that as we start adopting more of these codecs like Zoom and Teams, these are essentially audio products, but the IT team is going to have them fall in their lap just by virtue of them being network based. So to facilitate that, we really did do a lot of automation within the processor. Not only is it going to detect all of the Dante devices in this localized network, but it's going to create the Dante connections for you as well. So the IT team can just run a very simple setup wizard, which will be part of my live demo, to discover all the devices. You can identify them just leveraging existing Dante protocol features. And finally, the last department that we really kind of borrowed from was our home audio division. In Yamaha home audio, if you get a home theater set, one of the components you get is a microphone. We're pretty good at them. And those speakers within your home audio, your home theater system will play out pink noise and EQ against that microphone. So you have a very rich, robust listening experience within your own unique space. We adopted that concept for the boardroom. As you can see, it also works in garages in New England. So what that does is it phases out all the echoes, the dereverberation, any of the artifacts that you'd see in a room that has a lot of reflective surfaces. So you get a much cleaner experience within your conference. Each microphone is its own DSP, so it has its own echo cancellation channels. And in addition to that, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Tracking DSP. Hey, Jason, we do have one question I wanted to slide in here. They're just wondering about the sizes. I know the current ceiling mic is designed to fit a 2x2 grid. Is there any current or upcoming iterations of the microphone, be it a round one or a different size or anything like that? Are you sticking with the 2x2? Do we know?
It is hip to be square, my friend. We're sticking with that for the foreseeable future. I have not heard anything regarding any other size changes. But if you do like circles, we also have the wired tabletop microphone. So, there's something for everybody in the geometry family, let's hope. So when we launched the product line, we did start off with the ceiling grid microphone. I know where I was going with this. Then we followed up with the RMTT, and finally we've launched with the RMW, which is our wireless solution. Each of these microphones does the audio processing within themselves. And specific to the Unified Communications Division, we've developed an algorithm called human voice activity detection. What this means for conferencing is that any ancillary noises that you might hear, say at the start of a meeting, someone rustling papers, typing on the computer, won't be passed until the microphone detects the frequency range that the human voice operates on. We really want to leverage the experience of more of a conversation. So it gets very distracting in meetings. Maybe I'm sitting in the boardroom and I'm the one listening. I don't want to be a distraction for anyone else on the far end. These mics and all the mics within the Adesia line, as well as the YUC line, all support this in scale to their sizes. But what I like about this whole design is how simple it is. My personal background was in IP telephony. I didn't have much of an AV background, and the launch of this product really helped me ramp up and get up to speed with the current technologies. You can see here, it's all done just through a network switch. We exist within a localized local area network, so this never has to touch your corporate network, but you get all the advantages of networking with QoS and just jitter buffers and no packet drops.
Jason, you did mention getting the switch in the audio processing there and leveraging the other divisions of Yamaha that they do so well. We've put a lot of those network switches in systems as a general network switch, and they actually work quite well. One question that came across was, I mean, in this schematic, we see quite a few microphones in here. Is there, or what is the maximum number of microphones that we can have in a system?
That is a great question. So with the signaling processor, we support 16 Dante channels. Using the mic types of ceiling microphones or wired tabletops, we can support a mixture of about 14. That's not a limitation of Dante. That's really more, each one of those mics is doing their own audio processing. That data can be a little bit robust going through the network. So 14 is our max. From a port density perspective, though, we can max out with 16. We can utilize all 16 channels using the wireless solution. Cleaner as well, because it's one Ethernet to the switch, providing 8 wireless channels. So you do have quite a bit of growth with 14 ceiling tile mics that cover 25 by 25, or the wired tabletops, which are my personal favorite. I do have a favorite. Their pickup is amazing. We typically spec out more of them just because the mic pickup is so good that people want the ability to reach over and mute. It's never an audio issue. This has been a great product line for us, and the growth has just been amazing to see. I'm very excited about this partnership. We'll provide the audio. Yealink, you guys keep providing the video.
I actually specified a couple of the tabletop mics in a system this morning as well. They're one of my favorite products. With regard to the ceiling microphone, you mentioned 25 by 20, 25 kind of square foot area radius. I assume that's for like a 10-foot ceiling height, and is there a maximum ceiling height where that coverage really shrinks and is not effective anymore?
So we're always going to stick with 10 feet as our recommendation. This was designed primarily for drop ceiling, so you can presume that as a very accurate and safe starting point. We've seen people go up or down a couple feet. For example, mine is at 7.5 feet. We've seen people go 13. Some people have tried much higher. That's not really a recommendation I would endorse nor spec personally, but anecdotally, I've heard quite high. Almost double the 10 feet.
Fantastic. Yeah. I just want to tack to that for a lot of folks out there. Just remember, it doesn't mean that these products and solutions won't work at varying, distances and heights and things like that. But, the further you get a microphone away from the audio source, and in this case, our voices, the more work it's going to have to do to provide good sound quality back. So that's a great, thorough answer, Jason. Appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. It's a testament to the engineering team over in Japan that it is as robust as it is. This product is just amazing. Again, it's so simple to use. I always kind of equate it to a car, in that people sometimes just want to turn the key and drive and get to work. But you do have the ability, if maybe you want to go under the hood and play around, there's a lot of facility inside of all of these. So anyone who wants to really do anything that they would normally do with a DSP can be done with our processor and our microphone. So turnkey doesn't just mean that's all it is. It just makes it kind of equals the playing field for everybody. The connection for most people at this point is just a USB in. So I think nobody has an issue with that, especially no one on this call currently.
We have some RMCR questions stacking up, but why don't you touch on it first, and
Sure.
we'll see what you just naturally answer here.
Yep. This is the RMCR. This is kind of what sets the ecosystem apart. The Dante mics within the Adesia line are not required to only work with the CR, but for the purposes of this, I think it really does lend itself to talk about this because, as I said earlier, it's going to automatically detect all of the peripherals in your Dante environment. It will then tune the room for you. This is done through a very simple setup wizard. When I show you it in a moment, mine will be a little bit more involved because I have all of the mics in here, but typically the mixing and matching is not as extensive as mine is. And all told, the tuning process takes about 45 seconds. It's such a great product. I'm talking to you right now using the USB output. It can also be networked as a SIP endpoint, so voice over IP. While it may be on its dying breaths, it still has a friend in Yamaha. And it also supports Bluetooth with the added ability that we can merge all three of these different call types into one call. Our API is wide open. We pipe all of this information out. So any sort of third-party control system can actively use any sort of control for mute groups or directionality. One of the great things that I do like about this partnership is specifically the RMCG, the ceiling town mic, has 4 dynamic beams with, I believe, a 15-degree pattern pickup for voice. It will dynamically follow you around the room. Now, if you decide to pair this with something like, a camera, you have very effective and accurate speaker tracking. This is something that we'll be showing also at InfoComm. So please swing on by. I'll be talking to no one and having cameras follow me around for everybody to watch and see. It'll be a great time. And then finally, for these larger rooms that Yealink was talking about with specific our ceiling grid mic, we do have XLR inputs that will route in the room as well as to the far end. So from a box perspective, this really should cover almost all of the bases that you're looking for a turnkey, easy to use deployment. Did I answer all your questions, Joe? Anything else coming in through the chat?
There is. So, and I'm awesome that you hit this page. One of the questions we had was somebody looking for Phoenix connectors. And, I was just typing in there that there are some analog XLR inputs as well as the RCA inputs and outputs for an analog connection.
Yep.
But USB is really kind of going to be our primary connection to this, to the host machine, right?
Yeah. And I'd actually like to address the Phoenix connector because that was the discussion. But the thought process behind this was the first line of defense is always going to be the IT team. And like I mentioned earlier, it's really kind of disingenuous to assume that they have any sort of formal AV training. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but 9 times out of 10, if you're going into IT, that's a specific field. So the thought process over in Japan was, these people may be doing IT, but at some point in their life, they probably plug something into their home. And that really lends itself to the RCA and the familiarity. We're talking about the full Adesia solution here, the switches and the speakers. But as you can see here, we have analog speaker output. We never wanted to kind of pigeonhole ourselves and say you have to get all of this in order to get your full functionality. With Yamaha, you can do a refresh. Maybe you're looking to just add new cameras and new microphones. You have existing ceiling speakers that work perfectly fine. So you can plug those in with your amplifier, get the full tuning functionality. The Dante routing will still occur. It just won't occur with analog speakers. That's fine. You've already plugged in. In addition to that, we also have unbalanced auxiliary ports in and out, which we've used to connect to Cisco room kits. It's good for higher ed and lecture capture. And here are your 2 extra network ports for out-of-band management, as well as voice over IP if you decided to leverage that feature too. And finally, you've got your PoE port right here for connectivity and Dante. This whole solution, while networked, is not networked in the traditional sense. Everything can be managed locally, and security is kind of a big sticking point for us. So we have a micro USB port that allows you full access to the full suite of features without having to go through a network if you really want to kind of air gap this system. And then you have your XLRs right there as well.
You touched on external amplifiers and speakers in situations where distributed audio is really a requirement for the size of the room and stuff. In addition to the analog outputs, we've done a ton of systems with Dante enabled amplifiers. That's worked wonderfully. We've got a couple of questions about the RMCR. One of them is the RMCR required? Or is it just for extra functionality in terms of tuning and mic patterns and things like that?
Yeah, so each mic is a standalone Dante mic. By virtue of having their own DSP, they do incorporate nicely with third-party, hopefully Yamaha DSPs. And there is some functionality that is available when doing that that isn't available with our processor. For example, voice lift in the room using the actual Dante mics is not achievable currently with the processor. So if that's something you're looking to leverage, again, something we'll be showing off at Infocom booth 4773, unless I'm wrong. But I think I'm right. We'll be showing that along with some presets as well, but that's really more of a function of the RMCR, the presets. Going back to what you're saying, no, the RMCR is not at all required. What it does is it gives you all of that ease of use, the tuning, the routing, your easy ins and outs. But if you have someone who's very familiar with audio and is clearly versed in using another DSP, then by all means have at it. The mics having their own processing inside actually does leverage and help that other DSP. So if you want echo cancellation channels not to be used with our mics, we can supply that as well.
Fantastic. Again, having specified and helped design a lot of these systems, life is definitely easier with the RMCR in terms of making it more of a turnkey solution that works, right out of the box.
Yeah.
One other question that came up about the RMCR, there's really a couple of questions, but I'm going to bundle them in here.
Sure.
One was kind of someone looking for resources, wiring diagrams, and things like that, and bundled with that, if there's any kind of software design kind of calculator or anything like that for the Odessia line.
For like a knowledge base for integration, we do have that. I believe YUC is in the process of moving that to our main site. So I can get that URL after this town hall. Say the second part again? I'm sorry.
It was really about if there's any kind of aim to have a software aided design. So if you want to go in and have a tool, right, that says this many microphones or something like that.
We don't offer that currently. A bunch of our resellers and integrators do. That is something I'd like to see, and we're looking at doing something like that, but it's not currently on the roadmap.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I will say we, as Starin, do a lot of these systems and can kind of help put some of that stuff together. We have, system design services, and I've done a lot of wiring and line drawing and wiring schematics and things like that for these systems. And once you get your head wrapped around them, you'll see they're not terribly complicated, which is one of the great features about them.
Joe, I screwed that up. You just handed it to me, and I should have thrown it back and said, well, of course, you talked about a distributor over at Starin. They know exactly how to do this. Oh, guys, this is only my second town hall. We'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Hey, here's one that just came in on the RMCR. Any differences between the auxiliary RCA outputs and the speaker RCA outputs that you have there? They both look like they're unbalanced line outputs. Any particular difference?
No, I think we just, I'm going to say yes because we clearly labeled them. But I think I've seen people actually use them as stereo outputs, but I like to go by the book with Yamaha. That's why, if you ask me about ceiling height, I'm going to say 10 feet. I'll tell you what I've heard, but I'm going to stick by the smarter guys over in Japan.
Definitely. Yeah. Just like to have options.
Yeah. Any other questions on this slide? We do have, I'll show this in a moment. This is kind of our setup wizard, and that'll be my grand finale to all of this.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say I think we're good on RMCR questions for the moment. Let's keep trucking.
Yeah, so we'll go over this in a moment, but as soon as you log into the RMCR, you're greeted with a setup wizard. Assuming everything's already plugged in, it will walk you through and detect automatically your microphones, your speakers, do the tuning, and even give you options for how to tune with analog speakers. We've just come out with version 2.0, which has kind of really changed the game as far as how we do things. And it's really kind of signifying what's coming down the pike. I can't really speak too much about it, but if you can kind of imagine where we're going, in about a year or so, this will be a nice all-in-one product without really having to leverage too much else. And we have, as in honor of this partnership, we have a VIP code YLYUC3 for for 3% off deal reg on any Yamaha Yealink bundle.
We do have, we've begun putting together and are continuing to put together some bundles, full turnkey systems with Yealink video solutions, the cameras, the AV hub, and all that, the core compute and everything like that that you need, along with Adesia solutions for the ceiling. And we can certainly are looking at systems for tabletop, wired and wireless. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, and definitely take advantage of this. So, you can get your hands on it for a little bit of an extra discount.
Yeah.
We've got about 14 minutes here. I do want to leave time for some drawing and stuff. So one quick question, I think I know the answer is the XLR inputs on the RMCR, do they provide phantom power?
They do not.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
They do
Let's
not.
take a look at the magic here.
Yeah. So this is the RMCR. The first thing that you'll see is a slide that I can't believe that Yamaha stole my PowerPoint slide, but that's what they do. We're a big collaborative team. Just kidding, obviously. So you never have to, once you set up your system, you never have to have this pop up again. So we do have the nice little pop up here saying, do not show this again. I'm just going to click next. And it's automatically going to detect all the devices in my network. And if you look here, I've got a little button. What I like about this product is it really does lend itself to using the tools that we're talking on right now, screen sharing, the audio, and you can have someone in the room. For example, I could say, I'm remote, saying, clicking this button. Do you see that mic that's flashing? Okay, good. Now my hands and eyes know exactly which piece of material I'm talking about, and we can move forward. I personally have lost hours, probably decades at this point in my life, troubleshooting with someone when it was really right to their left and not the device I thought it was. So little blinky things always make me happy. Moving through this, it will, with the wireless access point, it will add this as well. And the RMW is an intelligent wireless system that pairs its charger to the access point, and then the charger itself will automatically pair all the wireless mics and inform the RMCR. We do a version check to make sure that we're all up to date. We are, thankfully. And since I'm using the line array speakers, those come up and I can select flash each one and make it my left and my right. But if you are using analog speakers, you can run this slider, click next, and then you'll get a meter showing you the gain that you need to set for your left and your right speaker in order to achieve a full tune. And then after that, you get a well done and you're ready to go. It really is as simple as that. I took way more time explaining it than what it would actually take to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, there's that, right?
Yeah.
It was lightning fast.
Yeah. I know, Joe, you had
sense.
to get up for a second. I was trying to vamp, but it's no big deal. Just tie your shoe next time. It'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Well, and I mean, look, this highlights how effective the RMCR is in a system. And I know we talk about like tunability, and you kind of mentioned being able to kind of get under the hood and fine tune. And when we're looking at things like the tabletop microphones, there's an variable microphone pickup patterns that we can use for those. So those are definitely real helpful. A couple of questions I came across. Any plan for any cloud-based management, or how do you guys treat that? Do you work with third party or?
Right now, no plan for cloud-based management, and I think that's deliberate. So you do have the ability to set up, say, like a deployment server on your LAN. In which case, if you have a lot of room deployments, each RMCR can pull updated data files. But the design of the Adesia, specifically surrounding the PoE switch, is really meant to be a separated local area network. We've kind of seen in the field that not too often people are actively connecting them to AV LANs for remote access. Most people kind of set and forget and then just bring the USB in just for the audio. I personally would like to see something like that. But from an infrastructure standpoint, I think we're much more focused on updating the audio features and the ability to just make it so much easier to use from an end user perspective than that right now.
Yep, understandable. Jason, you said that microphone was what, 7 feet up in the air, and about how far away are you from that?
7.5, and I'm probably 10 or 12 feet from it.
I don't want to try and dig it up while we're on here. My computer might explode on me. There's one of the Yamaha engineers, Tim, does a great demo in his garage. I mean, it's not a garage, right? It's a pole building. I don't know the measurements of it, but I've been in a lot of buildings. They're never small.
It's a summer home.
Right,
at this
right.
point, yeah.
He's got 1,000 motorcycles in there, which interests me almost just a tick more than the audio stuff.
Sure.
But Tim literally gets 35 feet away from the microphone, goes outside and starts whispering.
Yeah.
And the microphone still picks up. That demo, look, I've worked in audio specifically for a long time and have a lot of experience there. And the Audencia ceiling microphone is a great ceiling microphone. It works really well. There's 4 beams in there, we said, and it does a great job. So definitely get in touch with our team. There you go. Somebody found the link and posted about this.
I blatantly stole that from Tim as well. In my prototypical demos, with the weather permitting, I will step outside. I'm not going to, submit any of that, have you guys deal with any of that noise of my garage door opening. Tim not only has a large garage, he actually also doesn't have to go out through the garage door. He has an actual door that he can walk out of. So I'll get there someday, buddy. I promise.
I'm navigating my way over to drop this in the chat for everybody. It's a great demo.
It's ridiculous. I when I first saw it, and I work for Yamaha, I'm like, there's no way that's real. It actually is. Yes.
Yeah, it really is wonderfully effective. And again, we have a handful of bundles that we're working on. And somebody asked for the link. Can you, Jason, if you want to drop in the chat there the code?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me get that for everybody.
And then for the folks out there that are interested in Yealink Yamaha bundles, just reach out to your Starin sales team. If you have an account manager assigned to you, you can hook up with them. You can reach out to our inside team, which is my team at starin.biz anytime, and they can definitely help you out. One question that came up from Jim, control over those microphone beams and or like exclusion zones.
Yep. So, I mentioned version 2.0. This has kind of really changed a lot of things. So when the RMCG was first released, we had what we call the tracking area limitation. The human voice activity detection is great. It gives you full range in the room. You don't have to set up lobes. But it's kind of a double-edged sword in that someone outside of your space could be talking and the mic could potentially pick that up. So to mitigate that, we've put in the ability through our GUI and also through control, a tracking area limitation where you tell your beams where to go and not go beyond. 2.0 leveled that up quite a bit. We still have that limitation, but within the coverage of the microphone, you can set up 2 focus areas. These are ostensibly fixed beams, almost lobes, but they're not permanent. You can set them and drag and drop in any way you want. And the use case for this would really be if you have someone speaking and you want to make sure that the dynamic beams aren't hopping from them to another talker, you can stage it in an area where it's going to pick up that talker. You can also then add 2 exclusion areas as well. So if you were doing a larger conference room with maybe a coffee bar behind there and you didn't want any of that audio picked up, you could just pop that in through the GUI and then the mic will ignore any noise coming from that area too. The ease of use with this is just amazing. It's great. I love all the features that they've been introducing very consistently.
Yeah, awesome. There's one more question that we're going to squeeze in before we look at the giveaway, and definitely we're all at InfoComm, so everybody come see us. So the PoE speakers, I've used those in quite a few systems. Any plans or roadmap or conversation around PoE and network-based ceiling speakers?
Oh, buddy. I've been writing letters to Santa Claus for a long time, and he has not written back about those, but I would love that. To me, that makes a lot of sense. We shall see.
Yeah, fantastic. And I will say to the folks out there asking about it, keep bringing it up. When you see us at InfoComm, when you talk to people, bring it up. I bring it up. Jason, you're bringing it up. That is definitely something I'd love to see more of. There was, one of the products we saw from the Yealink team, I really do, before we get into giveaways and doing those real quick, we've got about 5 minutes left. Rick, the AV Hub, those are available in shipping, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yep, that AV Hub really allows you to get multiple cameras involved and really, like I say, up the level, production level of a meeting. And because the interface and the control of those cameras is built into the UC platform and that control, it definitely makes things real easy for the end user and for our integration partners. So thanks everybody for the wonderful information. Thanks for all the awesome questions. We've got a couple of giveaways here. I know, Yealink, you guys, we were talking about a couple questions, right? To do some giveaways.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you hear me? Yes.
Fantastic. Do you have those questions for us? We're going to give away a couple cameras here, I believe, right? We can, while you guys dig those up, I tell you what, we did a drawing here for Yamaha. We've got two YBC 200s that are being given away. It's what I've been using this whole meeting, so hopefully my audio quality has been above board and everything's been great. Congratulations, we've got Cynthia Wong and Zach Stewart. We were chosen in the random drawing. Mark just messaged me on the side to let us know. So we will get with Yamaha and get those sent out to you just as soon as we can.
It's my favorite product that we make.
I've owned a couple, one that lives in a bag and travels with me everywhere, one that sits on my desk. There's definitely a handful of times where I opt for, a headset, again, because I was talking about that distance and when I need things to be a little more, just a little more close and a little more, but otherwise I use this thing every day and it is definitely one of the best products. So here's the Yealink stuff, or the questions that we have for the giveaway. So there's two sizes to the Yealink meeting boards. They both apply to Zoom and Teams. We'll go ahead and hit the chat here. Oh, we've got some coming in. Mitch Carlson.
I see Mitch.
Looks like
the first one.
Mitch got
the first one who left the answer.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Congrats, Mitch. I've worked with Mitch before. He'll definitely put some products to good use.
Yeah, Mitch is good.
Okay, so this is question one. You still have chance to win another UVC 20 as gift. So ready?
Let's
I'm
go.
going to show you a question two. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, this is question two. Which camera from Yealink can support auto framing, speed tracking, present tracking AI feature? It's a very easy question, right?
It is. And it looks like Dan Allen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Good, quick answers there, everybody. We will make sure that we connect with you guys to get shipping information and get those products out for you. Mitch and Dan, Cynthia and Zach on the Yamaha side of things. We're all at InfoComm. Come see us. I did dig them up real quick to make sure that I had the right info with me while we were on this call. We've got the Starin teams at booth 2926. Yealink is going to be in booth 3480, and they have an on-floor meeting room there as well. And the Yamaha UC team will be in booth 4773. Fantastic. Thank you. So please come see us at InfoComm. If you've got any follow-up questions, like I said, reach out to your Starin sales team, my team at Starin.biz. And thanks so much for being here, everybody, today. And I hope everyone has a great afternoon and look forward to the next one.